Hey everyone, it's Autumn the Disney Kid here. Today I'm going to make a video about my top 10 favorite rides at Disney World. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I wrote down my facts about the rides, so as I go through each one, I'll say some fun facts that I found. And yeah, let's get into it. So number 10 is It's a Small World. It's just one of my favorites because I just really enjoy going on it. It's a classic, it's original, it's fun, it's cute. The song will get stuck in your head for like ever. So it's just really fun. So now I'll read some of the facts to you guys. So the original opened for the 1964 to 1965 New York World Fair and was overseen by Walt himself. It opened October 1st, 1971 in the Fantasyland part of Magic Kingdom. Alice Davis sewed over 300 costumes in total for the whole ride. Which some of these, I will say some of the facts could be Disneyland or Disney World. I tried to differentiate, but it was a little hard to. I think she also made the costumes for it. I'm not 100% sure. The ride was sponsored at separate times by Kodak and Mattel. In July of 2025, they released the third verse of the song that Richard Sherman wrote as his final gift to Disney. Of course, Richard and his brother Robert Sherman wrote the original song, as they wrote many songs for Disney, which is really cool. Okay, next will be number 9, Star Tours New Adventures. I love this one because it reminds me of my husband. He is obsessed with Star Wars. He loves it so much. He knows everything. He reads the comics, watches the movies, the shows, like listens to the audiobooks, and I know it brings him a lot of joy, so it brings me a lot of joy. And now I know so much about it myself, and I love Star Wars myself now as well because of him. So let's just get right into the facts. In Hollywood studios, it opened December 15th, 1989. The original one. Star Tours Adventure Continues opened May 20th, 2011, which is the newest version. It has locations and characters from the 9 movies of the Skywalker saga, and I think some from the shows as well. It has more than 250 storyline variations, so that means you can get a mix of all these different things, locations and characters and whatnot. The queue in the cargo bay has Captain Rex from the original attraction. He is being sent back to the factory for not working properly because in the timeline he wasn't used yet. He will occasionally say a line from the original ride, which I thought that was a really interesting fact, and I thought that was really cool because I didn't know that beforehand. Next we have number 8, The Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure. The ride opened in Magic Kingdom December 6, 2012. It has an amazing queue, and I don't remember exactly what it is, but at a certain time and date of the year, there is a hidden Mickey that comes through as the sun shines through the rocks, which I thought that was very interesting. It's a very cool fact. And then next is Ursula is 7.5 feet tall and 12 feet wide, which is just huge. It's a huge animatronic. The vehicles are colorful shells, which are just perfect for the Little Mermaid. It goes so well with the theme. It is on the site of the former 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It has an omni-mover ride system similar to the Haunted Mansion. Alright, the next one we have is number 7, The Hall of Presidents. It is a 25-minute show that opened October 1st, 1971 in Magic Kingdom. For recent presidents, they have used real clothes from their actual wardrobes, which that's also another fact that I just kind of blew me away a little bit. I thought that was really cool that they do that. It originated with great moments with Mr. Lincoln from the 1964 World Fair, where the sculptor Blaine Gibson used a copy of a life mask of Mr. Lincoln that was made in 1860 by Leonard Volk. The Imagineers went to Colonial Williamsburg and Washington, D.C. for research for designing this attraction. Amazing Disney legend Ub Iwerks made a special camera process to capture the paintings from the film that they show in the attraction. It measured 40 feet wide for the 5-panel widescreen in the theater. It was his last project he did. Which obviously, Ub Iwerks is an amazing Disney Imagineer and filmmaker and everything. I mean, he was just awesome. And, you know, they have a great family legacy. So next we have number 6. Number 6 is Mission Space. Its grand opening was in Epcot, October 9th, 2003. It took the place of Horizons. The cost and development of the ride is around $100 million, which is crazy. That's a lot of money. It has 2 missions to choose from. Orange mission uses a centrifuge that spins and tilts to create that feeling of a spacecraft launching and re-entering using speed and G-force. The green mission uses a motion simulator and light movement. It also doesn't spin. And it's one of the only rides, I think one of the few rides that offers a barf bag, which is kind of funny, but I understand why. Alrighty, so the next one is number 5, Spaceship Earth. It opened October 1st, 1982, on the opening day of Epcot. There are 11,520 isosceles triangles forming 3,840 points, and this is the big Epcot ball that's right there right when you walk in, and the ride is inside of that. Construction of the dome took 26 months. Judi Dench is the narrator of the ride, and Bruce Broughton conducted the music using a 63-piece orchestra and a 24-voice choir. He also used instruments that were used in the different eras shown in the ride, which I thought that was really unique and fascinating because they took real history and brought it into the ride, which was amazing. It was the first attraction to use the smellitizer sense distribution system. Imagineer Robert McCarthy invented it in 1981 to emulate the smell of smoke in Rome, which I thought that was an interesting one. Oh, and I don't know if I said my favorites for The Little Mermaid in these past few, so I'll just quickly say those. Little Mermaid is one of my favorites because it was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I always wanted to be a mermaid, and I always just thought mermaids in the ocean were so fascinating. And it just reminds me of when I was a little kid. And then Mission Space, it's just a fun one. I love that one just because it's so fun. It's like sort of a classic ride. You can't go wrong with it. And yeah. And then Spaceship Earth is one of my favorites because of all of the learning that you can do there. And it's educational, but fun and really cool. And I love all of the animatronics in that one. Okay. Next we have number 5. Nope, sorry. Next we have number 4, Soaring Around the World. Soarin' opened in Epcot on May 5th, 2005. The flight you are taking is flight 5505, which is the date that it opened. I thought that was a really neat fact. It became Soarin' Around the World June 17th, 2016, after they did refurbishments. Soarin' Across America will premiere May 26, 2026 for America's 250th birthday, which I hope it is there when I go. I'm going in September and possibly October, so that would be really fun. I love this ride because I have some great memories on it. The old version, which See, I'm trying to remember. I don't think they have Tinkerbell in the video anymore. They used to, and I have a vivid memory of me, my sister, and my cousin going on that ride with my grandmother, and we were trying to kick Tinkerbell. Which is a really random memory, but that's one that always stuck out in my head about going to Disney. And it was always really fun, and the ride is just, it's a beautiful ride, really. Okay. Ride number 3 is Journey into Imagination with Figment. It originally opened March 3rd, 1983. It now has a slightly altered version of the song One Little Spark by the Sherman Brothers. The version of the ride, Journey into Your Imagination, was only open for 2 years before they changed it to what it is now. June 2nd, 2002, it opened again. So they redid it and refurbished it and did a different version, and guests were complaining. I believe because Figment wasn't in it anymore, but they had to change it back, and they went and redid the ride again, and Figment's there, and it's just awesome. It has, sorry, it has, trying to figure out what I wrote. Oh, it has a scene that's based on sound, sight, and smell. The skunk smell is actually burnt coffee, which I thought that was an interesting fact. It wouldn't, you go through and there's like skunk smell, and it's just burnt coffee. And I'm sure people get really grossed out. But once you find out it's coffee, it makes it a little less gross. Tom Fitzgerald created both the 1999 and 2002 version. In 2020, they started putting a Christmas sweater on Figment for the Christmas season, which I thought that was very cool, and he's a very cute little character, and him in a little sweater is just adorable. Yeah, I mean, I love that ride just because it's fun, it's creative, it's so creative, and I just really enjoy that ride a lot. And it's one of the classics at Epcot. It's one of the ones that people, when you're on the ride, people are singing the song as you go through, and it's a really fun ride. Okay. Number 2 is Pirates of the Caribbean. The original opened in Disneyland and was the last attraction that Walt Disney helped design. At first, they didn't want to put the ride in Disney World. They thought because Florida was close to the Caribbean region that the ride wouldn't do so well, but visitors were complaining about it not being in the park, which I could see why, because it's one of the classics at Disneyland. So they ended up opening it in Magic Kingdom on December 15th, 1973. Mark Davis helped design the ride, who is a very iconic Imagineer. There are 2 lines, the Pirate line, which is the Lightning Lane, and the Soldier side of the queue. So there's 2 separate queues, and one is Pirates and one is Soldier themed, which I didn't know that before, and I thought that was very interesting. And yeah, I love that ride because it's a classic. I love the animatronics. I love the goofy little things happening all throughout the ride. It's an amazing classic that you just have to ride when you go there. Alright, so my number 1 favorite ride of all time in Walt Disney World is the Haunted Mansion. I love scary, spooky things. I love being scared. It freaks me out so much, but I love it. And I do get scared on the ride, especially in the graveyard scene when those heads pop up behind the graves. But I still just really love it. It's a really fun ride. It's kooky, it's silly, it's creepy, it's scary, and it's just a good time. Okay, so the facts I found about this, the attraction was at opening day for Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World in Liberty Square. They made duplicates of everything when they were working on the attraction for Disneyland so they could put it in Disney World. They use audio animatronics, which I'm going to try to explain a little bit. I don't fully know how the technology works, but I do know that they have these big, like almost like vinyl records, and they somehow get the movements put onto those, and they put them in these big machines, and there will be like a bunch of discs and things just for one animatronic, so it can make a certain range of movements, which I find that really fascinating, really interesting. It's really cool. I think that that technology and old technology like that is how we grow, and it's how we see where we came from and how we can improve on everything. And Disney is great at improving and imagining things and creating, which is one of the biggest things I love about Disney. This version is a little bit longer than the one in Disneyland. Paul Frees is the voice behind the Ghost Host, and Thurl Ravenscroft is one of the main singers, and the fallen bust in the ride, which might be in the graveyard scene, and he's the main one singing Grim Grinning Ghost. He is the fallen bust that a lot of people think is Walt Disney, but it's Thurl Ravenscroft. He was also the voice for Tony the Tiger, and things like that. Also he sang the Grinch song and everything, so yeah, he was very well known. And yeah, that's it. This is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm sure I'll be making more long form videos in the future. I make a lot of shorts about Disney news and things like that, so please go ahead and check out my shorts. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.